Well, I've been asked to run through some of the zoom and pan techniques or viewing techniques that you use while you are looking at and working with GCAD Plus designs. Here's a design for a community garden, and if, for the sake of argument, I wanted to zoom in on the centre of the circle, the design here is of course based on a circle, I position my mouse somewhere near the centre of that circle and roll the wheel away from me. That zooms me in or magnifies the drawing. To come out, roll the wheel of the mouse in the opposite direction. So this is a very complex and big drawing, so it takes just a little moment or two to catch up. So that's the simple zoom, and you can reach that command via the view drop down the menu, and there are some alternative or different options there, but you can also zoom by right clicking and picking, say, zoom window, and then you can just put a box, and whatever is inside that box is zoomed. You can say I want to zoom previous, and in this case you zoom out. You can also pick zoom extents, and that pushes you out to show the whole of the design at its maximum. So zooming goes in and out, uses the wheel of the mouse. Nothing is selected at this point. You get a different result if entities are selected, but not only can you zoom in, and let's zoom in with a window, and we'll just put our box like so. We don't have to draw the box from right to left as I did then, but we could zoom a window going from bottom right to top left, and we've zoomed in. Now if I want to pan the drawing, which is equivalent to putting your hand down on the screen and moving to the side, I hold the wheel of the mouse down and drag, and can you see I can combine those? I'm zooming out with the wheel of the mouse. Now I'll hold the wheel down and move in that direction. So zoom and pan in combination work nicely to control your view. But you do have to pay attention to the selection state of your drawing. And if I pick, say, an entity like that and right click, those zoom extents and options we saw earlier have now disappeared, because the intention here would be to, say, move, and I could say, okay, I want to move that particular symbol from there across to here, and we can stop. I'll right click and unselect all. So GCAD Plus behaves differently whether you have something selected or not. And the zoom and pan commands are transparent. It's a silly example, but if I said I'm going to draw a line, and I'll jump to that corner there by picking an entity snap like so, and I want to go to this corner, to the other corner, and let's imagine that I'm finding difficulty locating it, because can you see I'm zooming in, but I'm still in the middle of a command, and I can find, say, the end point of that line by clicking there on what's called an O-snap, and I can grab it like so and exit. Can you see that zooming and panning are transparent to other commands? We could select, if we wanted to, pick that line which we might have put on say an irrigation line, and then we could draw another one, and we could go from the end point of the line that we just put in down to this end point. A bit hard to see, isn't it? So I can zoom in and find the end point that I want and exit. So the two lines that I've just drawn, while I've been working my pan and zoom in concert with those commands, are now highlighted, and I can move them onto an irrigation layer, change their line type or whatever. So managing your view of your drawing and the operation of the commands is something that you just need to practice, but the wheel of the mouse and the mouse buttons are crucially important, and you need to practice a little bit.